And we continue to follow breaking news. The semi flips over in the stadium interchange, bursts into flames. Fire department is now on the scene. This is the southbound 175 ramp. Explosions, which is not to be unexpected when you're dealing with as much flammable liquids, diesel fuel, oil, and engine compartment. And you can see now that the trailer has caught on fire after those couple of explosions. There we go. See another fireball shoot into the sky through that thick black plume of smoke. The fire department's on the scene, but as they started wheeling or unwheeling their hose lines, those explosions occurred and they kind of backed off from them. Now it looks like some diesel fuel is leaking out of the vehicle and it's running down the ramp to 94 eastbound on fire. As you can see that the line of diesel fuel continues to run down the ramp. It exploded. It must have been one of the diesel fuel tanks that exploded, and now that diesel fuel is leaking down the freeway ramp down towards I-94 from the 175 southbound ramp. We'll continue to monitor this situation, guys, but it's going to be going on for a while. Fire department hasn't even activated their hose lines yet.
And it's really dangerous to see this.
There's another explosion.
Oh, my
Definitely.
goodness.
And if you look where it is, it's kind of dangling over. The back end of it is dangling over that edge of that ramp, you know, a couple of stories high. And the traffic below there on 94 eastbound, right now they have the right lane blocked at the scene with the sheriff's department, but that diesel fuel now continues to spread as it makes its way down that ramp, and it also has spread south, or I should say north, onto the ramp. You can kind of see when it exploded, it shot diesel fuel all over the ramp, and it also sent it leaking down. Oh, it looks like a bunch of it has now caught fire down below underneath. Looks like some grass fire, maybe even some diesel fuel leaking through down onto the ground. That's right where the Menominee River goes underneath. You can kind of see it glistening in the river's waters. So that is interesting to see that continue. We'll continue to monitor the situation. Right now they haven't even activated the ramps because of all of these explosions. And you can see that fire now burning down below pretty good. I'm not sure what has caught fire down there. Oh no, it's just leaking diesel fuel. You can see it leaking from the ramp and into a fiery puddle down below as this fire continues to spread. It must be some drainage there that continues right down off of the freeway into that. Let me zoom in and see if I can tell exactly where it's leaking down. It might just be at the end of the ramp, and that's where it started dripping down off the side of the ramp, and it's falling down into the area there right next to the Menominee River underneath the freeway. And you can see that diesel fuel still pouring down off of the ramp there, continuing in a line down to the end of the ramp. It hasn't reached the freeway lanes yet, thankfully, but it is pouring off of the freeway down underneath of that ramp. This is, again, 175 southbound. The ramp to go 94 eastbound. A short while ago, the semi flipped on its side and burst into flames, and you can see a couple of small explosions. We watched maybe about 3 or 4 explosions and then saw that diesel fuel start leaking down. Not sure how much it was carrying at the time, but you can see it continues to leak out of there and continue down the ramp onto the ground below, which is actually right where the Menominee River goes underneath of I-94 and continues here right through the stadium interchange area, just on the southeast side of the Pigsville neighborhood, southwest side of the Pigsville neighborhood, and just south of Miller Park, or just south of Miller Brewing, I should say, is where the fires. You can see some of the Miller Brewing truck trailers there on the north end of the screen. Firefighters so far standing back because of those explosions. They do have lines. As I mentioned, they were stringing the lines out when those explosions started happening. Looks like now they're adding some foam into the equation so they can start throwing some water and foam onto that diesel fire. I'll continue to monitor the situation, guys, but now it looks like they're finally getting some foam and some water on this, but you can see the fire continues to rage.
And just if you're tuning in with us right now, Matt Salemi over a overturned semi near the stadium interchange, and you can see the fire is so strong that diesel fuel started leaking onto the Menominee River right below. So if you're just tuning in, you can see these massive explosions that we were having, 3 or 4 of them to be exact. And the fire is still not contained yet, but you see some water being put on it now, Matt.
Yeah, it looks like they're actually adding foam and water onto it right now. You can see they're getting the buckets of foam out and they're adding it into the line. And they do have one line active at this time, and you can tell that it is sending out foam. You see the white foam on the roadway there. You can still see the line of diesel. It looks like it's finally burned out. So maybe be incorrect. It might just be the smoke blocking our view of it. Let me see if we can see. It looks like the diesel might have stopped leaking at this point. It might have consumed itself. We're now seeing them get some foam onto the blaze, but that diesel fuel was leaking down the ramp, and then it started pouring over the ramp into the, right onto the bank of the Menominee River below the stadium interchange there. Crews right now are in the active firefighting mode, and they do have foam mixed in. The side of the truck says Raven in lettering there on the side of the truck. The back of it broke open. Does not appear that any of the contents spilled out, but as you can see, that fire in the cab area continues to burn. At this point, we're not sure if the truck driver got out, but I did see a person standing, non-uniform person standing with one of the sheriff's deputies when we first pulled up on the scene. So we'll have to wait for an update from the sheriff's department, but you can see they're throwing foam right over it, trying to get this diesel fuel fire out after a series of small explosions that sent that diesel fuel leaking. Let me see if we can see any of it fire burning below. It looks like that may have burned itself out. That's one of the things about a diesel fire is once the diesel all gets burned, there's no material left to be consumed, so it will burn itself out. And that looks like what it's done on the ramp and down below, but the cab of the semi, you can see, continues to rage, and they're still putting some, it looks like they're getting the upper hand possibly now that they're getting the foam right on it. We're starting to see some steam mix in with the black smoke that we were seeing a short while ago, but we'll continue to monitor this, guys. They're going to have a little bit of a battle here yet ahead of them.
And Matt, we know that this is happening in the stadium interchange eastbound on 94, and this just happened. Crews just showed up on the scene. Can you give us a little perspective on how traffic is backing up in this area because of this fire?
Sure, it's southbound 175. So if you're coming from Wauwatosa and you were heading southbound 175 to get onto 94 eastbound or Milwaukee's west side, you would be using this ramp. And you can see it's now clogged with fire equipment. They have the right lane of 94 eastbound blocked. What they're allowing folks to do is head southbound onto Miller Parkway, and then you exit at Canal, get back on going northbound, and that northbound ramp to 94 eastbound is still open as this continues. There is a delay on I-94 right now. I'm not going to turn the camera, but it goes all the way back to 60th Street. So some heavy traffic, 94 eastbound, all the way back to 60th Street, and westbound, there's just a little bit of a gaper's delay. Immediately run right through the stadium interchange area. So that's a look at your delays. Again, continue southbound onto Miller Parkway, turn back north at Canal Street, and you can take that ramp to go eastbound from northbound. And it looks like that, as I mentioned, that fire down below, all the diesel fuel that leaked, just about spent completely right now, but we don't see any more pouring down there. What we do see now is foam leaking down that ramp, and that looks like it's helping to dampen the little puddle that was burning underneath the freeway. That foam, it continues to be put on, and the fire continues to be stubborn, and you can see it was raging quite a bit as they started, and after those explosions, they had to back off a little bit, let the explosions continue, and now they are getting some foam on it. It looks like they have at least made some progress on that cab that's burning, the trailer cab. But now, look at the back half of it. We're seeing black smoke. It looks like the contents of the semi are now burning quite a bit, and you can see the flames now starting to pour out of that area where the semi-trailer broke. Now some pouring out of the back door that broke off when the it's tipped onto the wall. It actually hit the wall of the ramp, and it bust open the roof and the back door. You can see that back door kind of askew, and now you see flames starting to come out. Looks like this is spreading. As they put foam on the front end, the back end is now going up in flames.
Well, Matt, let me ask you, do you think this could have been a single vehicle incident, or did you see any other cars pulled off on the side of the road that could have been involved in this accident?
No, we did not. There, as I mentioned, there was a sheriff's deputy at the bottom of the ramp, and there was a person, a non-uniform person, standing with the sheriff's deputy. At this point, we're not sure if that was the driver of the truck, but there goes the back half of that truck. It's now completely, from end to end, completely engulfed in flames. More black smoke starting to come out from all ends, and that little puddle of diesel fuel that spilt off of the ramp is still burning down below. The foam, looks like they're running out of foam right now. This is in a difficult area to fight a fire because there's no fire hydrants to hook into here. They're a couple, maybe 2 stories, maybe 3 stories high on a ramp in the stadium interchange. So this is definitely going to be a difficult one. That's why they continue to bring fire trucks to the scene. They're going to, it looks like they may have just reached the end of one of the trucks load of water, and they're now going to be having to tap into one of these other vehicles here to to get some more water onto this, because as you can see now, the entire truck is completely engulfed. It'll be interesting to see, because this is technically above those 94 eastbound lanes, and they only have that left lane blocked, that inside left lane at this point. If this starts to come apart and fall down onto the freeway lanes there, that may have to cause them to shut down all of 94 eastbound, but at this point, they have not. You can see, however, that this continues to burn, and I'm going to widen out once here and show you exactly where we're talking about. Southbound 175 to go eastbound on 94. That is the ramp where this all took place. So if you were coming from Milwaukee's west side or from Wauwatosa and heading south towards Miller Park, and you wanted to turn east on the 94, that is the ramp you would be using. The way to get around it, everybody's going south onto Miller Parkway, exiting Canal Street and doing a turnaround, getting right back on, going northbound. That northbound ramp at this time remains open. And now that we're on the east side of this fire, I can show you that the delay goes all the way back. It looks like it's growing back towards 76th Street at this point as this fire continues to rage.
And it's just about 6:30. People are heading to work this morning. If you're just tuning in, a semi-truck flipped over in the stadium interchange. It is on fire right now. So many people take this road to get to work every morning, and a lot of them affected by the traffic delays that are happening. At first, Matt told us it was delayed all the way up to 60th Street. That has extended to 76th Street. A mess out there.
And as you see here, the firefighters were trying to battle this fire on the stadium interchange and ran out of foam. And as Matt Salemi was saying, since he's over the scene in News Chopper 12, it's a hard area to get to. There aren't any fire hydrants you can hook up into. So you've seen emergency crews on the scene there. And things are getting progressively worse because now the contents that were in the semi are on fire. Let's get back to Matt Salemi. So things are not getting any better, and fire's starting to pick up quickly there, Matt.
Yeah, that fire in the back half of the semi has really started to progress. You can see the flames whipping through the black smoke now. Looks like maybe 15 to 20 feet in the air right at the back half of it. I'm not sure what was inside of the semi. At this point, we haven't been told. Oh, there goes a big chunk of it breaking off. This is what it's going to fall probably into the Menominee River, but they may have to shut down a portion of 94 if this falls onto that ramp. Again, only that left lane is blocked, and that chunk of the roof is definitely starting to break loose as the flames continue to consume the rest of the trailer. Again, not sure what's inside, but if you can imagine a truck carrying, it could have cardboard packaging. There could be more flammable materials, and there goes that piece. It looks like it did fall down in between into the river, so that is, at least it didn't fall onto the freeway lanes. And you can see that truck continues to burn, and the cab looks like they may have, they're starting to get the upper hand on the cab portion of it, but as we were watching, they had hooked into the foam, and it looked like the first engine had exhausted his water load because the hoses shut off as they were in the process of battling that blaze. Now we have, looks like they're trying to squeeze another engine up towards the, yeah, they are. They're squeezing engine 34 around engine 32 so they can get their lines active again. Again, we talked about it, a difficult area for a firefighting operation because there are no fire hydrants. So the only water you can have to fight the fire is the water that you bring with you. And whatever's in that truck is extremely flammable because you can see it is just burning out of control right now. Does not appear to be burning itself out. So whatever it is, again, it could be cardboard boxes, it could be paper. You never know what's in the back of a semi. You can't really see. And at this point, they're not worried about what's in there other than what it means for their firefighting operation. And again, that's a difficult operation. You can see stuff breaking off and raining down into the river below. Looks like there's that big chunk of, looks like they knocked over one of the weight here, red, the lights, the, metered traffic lights. Here's one of them. They knocked one of them off as it flipped. That is sitting down there, and now some more fiery debris falling down. Again, it's right on the banks of the Menominee River. This is exactly where the river goes underneath the freeway as it kind of rolls, by Miller Park and, comes out of Wauwatosa, and that is exactly the area we're talking about. We had seen the diesel fuel, after a few explosions, diesel fuel ran down the freeway ramp, and it was actually still on fire, and it was burning into a puddle that was on fire underneath the freeway on the banks of the Menominee River. That truck is just completely engulfed in flame. And check out that thick black plume now, not seeing any of the steam that we had seen for a short while when they were throwing foam on it. It looks like they have now gotten another hose line active. It looks like there might be some foam mixed in with this one as well. We'll be able to tell here once they get a little bit more going at this point. But right now, that fire continues to rage out of control. Again, this is 175 southbound ramp to go eastbound 94 in the stadium interchange, where all of this happened. Just a few minutes before 6 o'clock this happened, and you can see it continues to burn. We've got more than a half an hour now that this has been burning out of control.
And we're taking a look here with a split screen of the actual smoke from one of our cameras that you can see on the right. Matt Salemi in News Chopper 12 over the scene in the stadium interchange where this semi was overturned and is now on fire and has been for a good 20 minutes or so. On the left of your screen, the tower cam showing how big that plume of thick black smoke is right now. And if you're just tuning in, time now 6:30. We have been on the air for about 15 minutes covering this semi-fire. Again, the contents of the truck are now on fire. Matt Salemi did notice a plainclothes individual on the side of the freeway there. We're hoping that the driver got out safely. We don't have a lot of information on that right now. But again, the semi on fire. They're trying to put the fire out now. And this is on the scene here from photojournalist from 12 News, Dave Bakken. You can see he's got a vantage point there on the left of your screen. And then still on the right, Matt Salemi, News Chopper 12. But again, this fire out of control right now. You can see emergency crews on the right of your screen as the sun is coming up over the stadium interchange where this incident is taking place.
And Matt, we know it's about 6:30 right now. A lot of people are heading to work right now. We're seeing the taillights and the headlights starting to mount in this picture. Can you tell us a little bit more about the detours that people can expect if they are heading off to work this morning and have to travel through this area?
Sure. 94 eastbound is already backed up to 76th Street, and they've got the left lane blocked as folks pass that scene. This is the ramp from southbound 175 to 94 eastbound. And so what folks are doing is continuing south on the Miller Park Way, exiting a canal, and then they are able to use that ramp off of northbound Miller Park Way. That ramp remains open as this firefighting operation continues. And I was watching them fight the fire. It looks like there was a couple of minor explosions in the trailer as well. At this point, looks like they are just putting water on it because I don't see any more foam piling up. That looks like just water that they're putting on this back half of the fire. Again, they had to squeeze another fire engine past. The first one that was on the scene ran out of water. This is a very tough spot to fight a fire of this nature because of the fact that there are no fire hydrants to tap into, so the only water you have to fight the fire is what you can bring. It looks like the contents of the semi might be burning themselves out in addition to the water going on. We're seeing less and less of that black smoke, so there may not be much left to burn inside. That would be good news. The trailer, however, it continues to burn quite profusely, as you can see, still, and it has been from the time we arrived on the scene. Looks like now the water is doing the trick and getting some of this trailer half of the fire out. We're not seeing much of that black smoke, and everything is now changing over to the white steam, which indicates they're getting the upper hand on the back half of it. But you can see that front half still burning quite a bit.
And our tower camera on the left, you can see that big, thick black smoke that's billowing in the air. On the right of your screen, Matt Salemi and News Chopper 12 of what's left of that semi. And again, traffic is backing up in the stadium interchange because this is happening for the past, I'd say, 20 minutes or so. And if you're just tuning in with us, time now 6:32, and you're watching this semi that was overturned on the freeway in the stadium interchange. We have crews on the scene right now. So let's get to 12 News' Hillary Mentz, who just arrived on the scene. Again, Chopper is up and over the scene as well. But Hillary, what can you tell us from your vantage point?
Well, Melinda, we were heading here. We came over the Wisconsin Avenue Bridge, and we could see that truck burning right there on the ramp. This was the 41 southbound ramp to go I-94 eastbound to downtown. Now we're looking at, it looks like the black smoke has now turned to slightly grayer. So hopefully that means that these flames are getting put out. You see all the emergency vehicles on that ramp. They have shut down access to the ramp. And the other traffic, though, I'm kind of surprised they haven't shut down everything yet to deal with this, but the other westbound is moving, so that is a little bit of good news here as they deal with this major truck fire right near Miller Park here. The worst time this could possibly happen, the morning rush hour right now. So, Melinda, that's really the latest of what we're seeing out here. No word on how long this will take before traffic gets back to normal.
And we could hear the sirens in your live shot, Hillary, of more emergency crews.
Yeah, here comes one right here.
They're arriving on the scene to try to help battle this fire that is seemingly out of control at this point.
Yeah, this started a little after 6 o'clock this morning. Here we are at 6:34. This fire still raging all this time later. You're looking at a split screen right now. The right-hand side of your screen, that is the semi-truck that flipped over in the stadium interchange. Still burning at this time, more than a half hour after it flipped over. And on the left side of your screen, you're looking at some ground video showing you the thick plumes of smoke as they are billowing above this fiery crash scene. Now, this fire was so intense. At one point, we saw a stream of fire going down the ramp, and that was the flames ignited in that area. Then we saw flames going over the overpass into the Menominee River below and burning below as well. It looks like, for the most part, the contents of this truck might be out. You can still see some smoldering happening inside. We're still trying to figure out what this truck may have been hauling, what made it so combustible when this truck flipped over.
Let's get back to Matt Salemi now, who's been over the scene for a while now, and it seems like firefighters getting closer and closer to the truck now that some of that diesel fuel has burned off, Matt.
Yeah, it looks like most of what was in the back of the truck that was burning has burned itself out. You can see there's not really much left there, so they were able to get most of that out, just a little bit of smoldering. Right now they're putting more, looks like more water on the front half of it now, and everything that was black plume of smoke has now changed over to a white plume, which means they're getting the upper hand on it at this point. And when we came upon the scene, we saw it from the distance. We were over the zoo interchange right at about 5 after 6, and we saw it off in the distance, sped over here, and it was completely engulfed the front half. And then after a couple of explosions, there was no firefighters on the scene yet. That's when we saw the diesel fuel that was leaking out, and it was still burning as it leaked out of the truck. And it leaked down the ramp and started spilling over onto the banks of the Menominee River down below. At one point, there was a fiery puddle of diesel fuel down below the freeway, right where that ramp ended. And then we saw the foam go on. Firefighters ran out of the first truck that arrived on the scene. The water ran out, and then they had to squeeze in a couple of extra. You can see now we've got 3 engines real close and a couple of tower trucks as well up on the ramp. This is a very difficult spot for them to be fighting a fire because you only can bring the water that you can bring. You can't tap into any fire hydrants because there are none in the area. And you can see right now that it continues to smolder the back half. The front half now all steam, and I'm not seeing any flames coming through at this point, so it looks like the firefighters are finally getting the upper hand on this blaze. But it's still going to be a long time before they get this cleaned up. The truck is now undrivable. They're going to have to get a wrecker up here, and that's going to be difficult as well, trying to upright a burnt truck with a wrecker in such a narrow set of lanes is going to take some time. This is the 175 southbound. So if you're coming out of the west side of Milwaukee or the east side of Wauwatosa and heading southbound onto 175 to go 94 eastbound in the stadium interchange. Now they've got that ramp completely shut down, as you can see. There's not much in the way of delays because folks are just staying south. They head south to Canal Street, they get back on north, and that northbound ramp to go eastbound 94 is still open at this point. The eastbound lanes, the left lane of eastbound 94, that is shut down right now, and you can see cars are getting by in the right 2 lanes, but that's causing quite a bit of a backup now. This delay, it looks like it goes all the way back to State Fair Park at this point, and it continues very heavy up through the stadium interchange. Westbound 94, just a little bit of Gapers block, so a slight tap on the brakes as you're making your way westbound at this point, but it looks like firefighters have finally gotten the upper hand on this blaze. A tricky spot to get to, very difficult to fight a fire up on the elevated surface like this with no fire hydrants to tap into. I'll keep an eye on it, guys, and let you know if anything changes, but it looks like they're getting the upper hand.
All right, Matt, thanks so much. And we have team coverage over this incident. We've got Matt Salemi and News Chopper 12. We also have Hillary Mentz on the scene. And here we go with another reporter.
And we want to check in with Eden Checkle. Eden, what are you seeing from your vantage point?
So we're in a parking lot here, and even just standing from where we are, you can see the smoke just taking over the sky there. It looks like that fire is going out. There are firefighters at the scene, but the smoke, I mean, this is just an aggressive fire. Not sure if anyone was injured, if the driver was injured in this incident or what that truck was carrying. But, you know, as Matt was saying, this is going to be a challenge. Putting out this fire is a challenge for those firefighters. Getting water is a challenge. There aren't any fire hydrants for them to hook up to. too. As you guys can see, I mean, this is a busy time. This is when a lot of people are heading over to work. So this area being closed, the 175 southbound ramp to go eastbound 94 in the stadium interchange, this area being closed is going to be a big challenge this time of the day. But again, you guys can see the smoke. When we were driving here even, I mean, just from a couple of miles away, we could see the smoke in the sky. Looks like the smoke isn't as big, you know, as it was as we were driving here, but still visible even from the parking lot that we are standing in. We're seeing obviously some cars in the opposite direction, but that big chunk of the interchange closed at this moment. We're going to keep following this story. As you guys can see, there are fire trucks out here, firefighters working hard to try and handle this situation, and we'll have an update for you guys in a little bit as well. But again, this is a view that you cannot ignore, even from where I'm standing.
All right, Eden Shekel live on the scene, as well as our team coverage continues of this freeway inferno.
Yeah, the time now is 6:40. This accident on the freeway, this truck flipped over in the stadium interchange a little after 6 o'clock this morning. We have been following it for more than a half hour now. News Chopper 12 is above the scene. Matt Salemi flying high right now. Matt, what can you tell us about what you're seeing?
Well, it looks like they finally got the upper hand on this fire. Both halves of it are now just a little bit of steam coming off as they continue to put water on it. We saw firefighters now using flashlights poking around the trailer half of it, trying to make sure that all the contents were either burned up or extinguished. They're still putting a little bit of water on the front half. You can see they used foam initially when they first arrived on the scene. The first truck, looks like they are still throwing water on the front half of it. They did use foam earlier. As you can see, it's still all over the ramp. Again, after a series of explosions, things escalated rapidly. Initially, when we arrived on the scene, just the trailer was burning, but then there was a couple of explosions. Diesel fuel spilled out, and you can see that the line of foam. That's how the diesel fuel leaked out. It leaked out all the way down to, looks like maybe there's a drain hole there in the ramp, and now you can see some foam is now leaking into the Menominee River down below. Diesel fuel was originally spilling out, and it was still on fire as it spilled out down into the banks of the river. Now that foam continues to leak down there. Firefighters have a lot of cleanup work to do. Again, this is the ramp from 175 southbound to go 94 eastbound, and now they've got tons of equipment on the ramp at this point. Looks like there's maybe six or eight fire trucks on the ramp at this point. It remains closed. To get around it, stay southbound off of 175 onto Miller Parkway, then turn around to Canal Street, and that ramp to go eastbound 94 from northbound Miller Parkway is still open. But it's going to be a while before they get this cleaned up, because once they do, you can see the semi is not drivable, obviously. They're going to need to get a wrecker up here and a flatbed up here and maybe a couple of dumpsters to clean up all the burnt up debris at this point, so it's going to take hours for all of that to take place. Firefighters look like they have the upper hand. Looks like they're dragging one of the lines back away from it at this point. Not much left to burn, in fact, as we zoom in here. It looks like pretty much everything but the metal has been burned away, and the back where the contents were, that just looks like a pile of ash at this point. So it looks like the fire and the flammable materials may have exhausted themselves, in addition to the firefighters' efforts to try to get this out. Another thing I noticed, the metered lights on the ramp, you can see there's one of them. The other one was busted off in the crash, and it crashed down below into the parking lot of, I believe it's Miller Brewing's parking lot. It's a trucking parking lot. And then we saw a portion of the roof that had burned away. That fell down and crashed down into that area as well. So there is a lot of cleanup left to do.
All right, so if you're just tuning in with us, it's 6:42. Matt Salemi in News Chopper 12 over the stadium interchange, where this semi was overturned and then caught on fire and smoke billowing. You can see it for miles. We've had team coverage out over the scene and then in the field as well. And this is the video that we had from earlier when it just happened, and Matt Salemi had just arrived on the scene. Too hot for the water and foam to take that fire and get it out of there. So right now you're seeing pictures from about 43 minutes ago where that semi was overturned in the stadium interchange. Matt Salemi saying if you're heading southbound in that direction, you'll have to get off the freeway and then go on Canal Street to get back on to avoid this if you're heading to work right now. And this couldn't have happened at the worst time. It's the Friday morning rush hour. This truck fire causing all kinds of backups. It keeps extending further and further. At last check, the backups were as far away as State Fair Park. So we're going to continue to monitor this situation. Again, freeway inferno, a semi-truck flipped over on its side in the stadium interchange. We're going to check back in just a little bit to get the latest details. We'll be right back.